meeting and close the meeting. And I do this hereby officially.
Our grammarian today is Lily. Lily, could you please explain a little bit if you have a word of the day? Or
what do you think of when you see the word temper?
bad.
When I first selected that word, I was thinking in terms of tempering, as in the terminology used for steel and tempering temperature. And let me pass these around. The one side deals with the one that I first thought of, which is where it's got temper much more largely. The simple definition of temper: to make something less severe or extreme. Temper your tone. I tend to be very loud and fast, and I often need to be told to temper my voice, not to be too loud. To cause something such as steel or glass to become hard or strong by heating it and cooling it. That's called tempering. In the steel mills they temper. The horseshoes are tempered by put into cold water. And to dilute, qualify or soften by the addition or influence of something else. You can see quite a list of different things there. And then the other one, as Marie Theresa said, to become angry. But your temper can be, you can have a good temper. You can have you can be angry, have a bad temper, or you can have a good temper. So let's see how often you can use the word temper. As the grammarian, I will be looking for good use of language and counting the number of times that you say the word temper. That's yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Who's club officer, and I would like to invite Lily to speak on your role as club officer.
I've been a club officer since I joined this club. I joined this club in 2009, and at the next officer election, I joined the executive committee as a vice president membership. So I can tell you everything about club officer as vice president membership. Club officer is an important thing to do as a Toastmaster to get your points in the leadership manual. As a competent leader, you can get excellent experience being a club officer, either president, vice president education, vice president membership, vice president public relations, secretary, sergeant at arms, treasurer. These are the 7 officers that we have in the executive committee in Toastmasters. And each one of these roles is an excellent opportunity for growth and honing your leadership skills. Personally, after being club vice president membership for a number of years, after that I became president, because at that time already, unfortunately, Vicky, being the vice president of education, could not become our president because she was not on campus because of our rules in this unique club of ours. And then I became president, and after that I went back to vice president membership and then vice president education last term, where I was doubling up for the vice president membership. Whatever, any club officer position is an excellent opportunity for growth and leadership training.
I find everything we do at Toastmasters.
With this exchange of information, I would like to hand over to our grammarian, Toastmaster Lily.
Impromptu is the way to say the word. Sometimes I hear it differently and I doubt myself and I think, do I not know it? But impromptu is the word. Of course, I'm an Australian. I say things with an Australian accent, a little bit Britishy and American, a bit of mixture, but I believe the word is impromptu. Saying totally rubbish in this type of professional atmosphere, I would suggest perhaps using the word clutter instead of rubbish. I'm going to try to give some feedback. Just give the feedback, don't try. Okay, just give the feedback, don't try, because whatever you say is your opinion.
Yeah.
This whole peer group club, what we've experienced today in a very dynamic way, it's my opinion. The feedback is what I think. Somebody else might think totally opposite, something totally different. So I'm not just trying to give the feedback, I'm giving you my feedback. I'm telling you what I think. Topic, I would say table topics. It's the topic, they are the topics, they're not just topic and not just table topic, but table topics. Balanced type was for me also a new word. It wasn't, I was wondering whether I was missing something in the pronunciation or whether I didn't know it. So when you reinforce that in response to Inez's question, I think I would second her idea that perhaps some sort of a background information on that would be very helpful, because I'm not familiar with that word, ballastite. Plaques, the plaques around the building, I heard it pronounced a little bit differently. Plaques. Secretary Generals or Secretaries General. I think it's Secretaries General,
Yeah.
not Secretary Generals.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. Okay, thank you.
Ethics, what you have the right to do, what is right to do. I really like that. I thought that was, I just want to promote that as a very good statement that was made, a very good quote. And not just biking on along the Danube, but cycling. Cycling on the Danube. And welcome, let us welcome vigorously, I would say heartily or something else. The vigorously seems to be the wrong adjective in this context. Let us heartily welcome. Vigorously is a little bit too. Vigorously welcome.
That might work.
That's what I had in mind, but I was thinking in English and racing in other languages.
Normally we say warmly welcome.
Warmly welcome. Hotel room bookings. What is it in for me came up once, whereas it actually was written there, what's in it for me, which is the way that I would use it. Another good quote, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. That's an excellent quotation. Another expression used, top down, bottom up. I think also very useful, very powerful. Structural changes, cultural changes, tectonic changes. When I think of tectonic, I don't know if that's the way it's meant. It's like, yeah, it's the tectonic plates of the earth. So that could be illustrated or extended a little bit more in that context where that was used. Couldn't find a best way to learn about it. Couldn't find a better way to learn about it. Bring yourself into the meeting. And I would say communication skills, not communicational skills. I would just say communication skills, not communicational skills. The 5 seconds to conclude, that's very good. And we have arrived at. Thank you.
Thank you very much to ToastLilly. Very useful, this feedback.
Oh, sorry, one more thing.
Oh, please.
So, the number of times, Yuri used temper at least 3 times, Vicky 5 times, Vicky wins. But it was a word that was used very much today, more than we usually have the word of the day, but Agita used it, Ines used it, Monica used it, Jen used it. Anybody else that I missed? Very good.
Everybody.